pitch, whether you're in the dugout or in the bullpen or, you're off that day, whatever it is, even if you're not active on a roster, I think that's important to, hone into every pitch. And you can kind of learn tendencies of guys if you really watch the game. And it's something that I've really taken to because, you never know when your number is going to get called, and you have to be ready. You got to stay ready, not get ready.
Center of the room, fourth row.
Jack Schemmel, WBRZ in Baton Rouge. This is for Steven. What was, I guess, can you just describe that at bat and then the following 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, so Trubisky worked a good walk on a pitch clock violation, and Coach Yeski, he was just telling me slow down. I actually thought he gave me the bunt sign, if I'm being honest. And then I took one, and then he was like, he did it again, and I swore it was the bunt sign, and then he was like, no, you just hit. Him and Chief were like, just hit. And I got something down that I could handle, and I stayed calm and put a good swing on it. I didn't know if I got it.
Basically telling me never get ejected again.
It sounds like nobody knows the signals.
Yeah, I put a good swing on it, and that's what happened. I was just trying to stay calm and get something I can handle and pass it to the next guy.
Second row center.
This is for Will and Stephen Koki-Riley with The Advocate. Guys, what was your play of that? What was your perspective of that crazy play in the top of the 10th? I'm forgetting the inning now.
I still don't even know what happened, to tell you the truth, what the actual call was.
I don't know what happened, yeah.
Obviously it's not what we wanted to happen, and obviously we thought it was unfair, in some aspect, but you just keep playing, and that's the only thing you can do when stuff like that happens. When things go wrong, I think the best thing you can do is keep pushing forward.
All right, front row right.
Well, there's a belief around this conference in the LSU voodoo in the ninth inning, and it's like you guys just always have a will to win, no matter what circumstances, and the rest of the conference believes in it. But do the Tigers believe in the LSU voodoo that no matter what happens, somehow, some way, you're going to win a ball game?
I think that's a big part of it. Like I said, everybody's engaged. If everybody's engaged in every pitch for every game, then that's what's going to happen. We have a team that loves each other, that plays for one another, and when you get a group of guys like that, that's how it goes. You find ways to win, whether it's a homer or whether it's a pitch clock violation or whatever it is. If it's an error, you just find ways to win no matter what.
Two more for the players, front left.
Chesson Boucher with WVLA in Baton Rouge. For both of the players, Jay gets ejected. What is going on in the dugout? Kind of, when a coach gets ejected, it can go one of two ways. Obviously, it went the right way for you guys.
Yeah, we learned from past experiences. He got ejected for us earlier in the season, and we didn't do what we needed to do to win that game, so we took what we had to do, and we learned from that. And Coach Wanaka and Coach Yeski, talked to us right before that at bat, and he slowed us down, and he said pass the sticks and see what happens. Ball doesn't lie. We were supposed to win that game, so that's just how it went out.
On the right side, last one for the players.
Alex Day, College Baseball Central. Will, you're a Louisiana kid. You've been on this team a long time, and what's it mean for you to come in and Hoover, get that situation, and get the win for the team?
Definitely, it's a cool stage. I feel like I was in Louisiana being here, to tell you the truth. But it's an awesome stage, and I think just keeping a slow heartbeat in a situation like that, where you need a couple zeros, is the key to it. It's crucial to be, just cool, calm, and collected in that kind of situation. So that's kind of how I took it.
All right, Stephen, Will, thanks for your time. Congratulations to see the championship game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, questions for Coach? Let's start over here on the right.
Coach, Mitch Davis to Mitch Davis Show. Coach, you and I talked, I think, back in February about how special it was to have all those LSU fans in Omaha. Kind of the same question that was for the players. Talk about how special it was to make that like Alex Foxy's out there.
Yeah, it's one of the huge reasons I came here. Nobody has a following like us. Nobody has a care level about their team like the LSU Tigers, and just unbelievable. And I really want to tip my hat to our fans this season. It's very easy for them to, get down on you when you're 22-15 or 3-12 in the SEC, but they didn't. They kept showing up. They kept showing up when we played Auburn at home. They kept showing up when we played Texas A&M at home, and they should. And they should because of the effort of these guys. I mean, this is two elite human beings that we're up here talking right now, and that's across our entire team. The baseball talent is one thing. There's future pro players, White, Holman, Jump, Hurd, on and on and on and on. But they're all better people than they are players. And that's the only way you're sitting where we are right now, which is a great team in a great position to take advantage of the opportunities in front of it.
Right in the center, Cookie.
Coach, how did the umpires explain that play to you in the top of the 10th inning?
I don't want to get too much into all of that. It's a good crew, and they basically called it a catcher balk, and basically said Brady came out in front of the plate before the pitch. I think I was upset because it's not a reviewable play. Now, the foundation of umpiring is always to get the call right, and I do respect that. I'm going to have to look at it again and get an explanation and all those types of things. But at least it was explained to me that it was a catcher block. But the first thing he said is, "You're not going to like this." And then, yeah, so I've never seen that called before. I got to be honest. Long time coaching college baseball, 24 years now or whatever. I've never seen that called.
Front row left.
Have a two-parter. One, Milam walking it off with a hurt foot, but also your guys get the job done and you run out there. What are the emotions for you, especially with the craziness?
That was awesome. I mean, my heart was sunk. I mean, broken, not because of the score or any of that. It's like, wait a minute, these guys we're down 8-0. Does anybody remember that? We were losing the game 8-0. And then we tie it, get a beautiful bunt by Alex. We get a guy to second with no outs, and we didn't score. And you want to find a way to push my buttons, let's get a runner to second base with no outs and not score him. That's top 10 of the worst for me, especially when it could have been a game-winning run. And we could have avoided all the drama. But, I like what Steven said, there. And, but, being with them, we didn't even need to talk. It was you could just see in their faces the emotion, the excitement matters to them. Their 40th win on the season mattered to them.
Front row right.
Coach Steve Robertson, Gene's Page 247 Sports. You said recently in a press conference that if you were in another league, you guys could probably be in first place. And now there's projections of 11 teams from the SEC would make an NCAA tournament. What are your thoughts about that and the depth of the league this year? Because every year it seems like things just get bigger and better around here.
Yeah, and I have a great perspective on this from where it came from. And being here now for 3 years, there's one that's just not like the others. It can't be looked at the same. It can't be evaluated the same. The players aren't the same. The fans aren't the same. The environments aren't the same. The athletes aren't the same. And I always really believed we had a good team. We did win the national championship last year, and we have 20 players from that roster that were here. We added Luke Holman and Gage Jump. We had a really tough schedule. We opened up at Mississippi State. That's who I picked, in those preseason polls is who's your Omaha sleeper? And the only reason they're a sleeper is because they hadn't been in the postseason, but that's who I picked. Well, then we're playing the team we beat to win the national championship in week 2. Then we're going to Arkansas week 3, who's been the most consistent program, in college baseball for the last 10 years in terms of just pure winning. And then we had Vanderbilt at home. I think they're the only 2-time national champion since South Carolina did it, 10 and 11. And then we have Tennessee, who's the number 1 team in the country. Nobody else did that. And so we were in a tough spot, when we left that. But I knew that if we could just kind of hang in there enough, we would be okay. And the players deserve all the credit for staying positive, continuing to work hard. It's a great life lesson for everybody, to put your head down, work, stay positive, and good things can happen. And that was our only choice because of this league. It's just not like anything else. And I say that with great respect for teams all over the country. There's great teams. There's going to be an unbelievable NCAA tournament, with the North Carolinas, the Florida States, the Clemsons, the Arizonas, all the champions, the Oklahomas, the Oklahoma States, Dallas Baptist, Southern Miss. There's great college baseball everywhere. I mean, there's 14 teams out of 14 that could play in the NCAA tournament and find their way to Omaha.
Center of the room.
Coach, you talked about it a bit so far, but why is this team so resilient right now?
I think because they got cut, they got bloodied, they got punched in the gut, and they found a way to get back up. And so they know they can overcome anything. And that's another great deal right there. It's 8-0. I can't wait to go back and watch the game and see like how it all kind of matriculated. I know there was 2 outs and we didn't have a run in when it was 8-0, and then we ended up with 6. And that's clutch hitting. That's, passing the stick, as Steven talked about, competitiveness in the at-bats. And I think they learned they could take the bullet. We actually played good at Tennessee. We played good at Tennessee and we got swept. I've never said that in my entire coaching career. You know what I mean? We had the lead at Arkansas. I mean, we're down to the last strike to win the series against Florida and lost. So if you can overcome all of that and be where we were like going into this game today, being down in a baseball game, that's not going to faze them. And I'm super proud of them for that.
All right, 2 more for Coach. Left in the back.
Coach, you've been really emotional, especially here, jumping into the mosh pit today, running out of the tunnel. It's almost like you're a player again. I mean, what are you feeling and how wild is this ride for you?
Yeah, I can't run as fast anymore as when I was a player. But I love these guys. I love our team. I love this program. I know where we were. You know what I mean? I remember vividly that we were playing New Orleans on a Tuesday. We just got back from Tennessee. I walked in the room and I said, hey, look, it's not going to get any worse than this. But we have to stay with it. I am going to remain positive. Okay? No, nobody's getting blown up. Nobody's, cussing anybody out, calling anybody soft. We're just going to keep working because I believe in our team. And the good thing about playing in this league is it still provides you opportunities. I mean, I'm elated that we've played as well as we have here and have won 4 games and are playing for the championship tomorrow. We were a postseason team coming here. Now I think everybody can probably understand what I'm talking about. But I'm proud of them, and we've come this far. We might as well give it another great effort tomorrow.
All right, last one in the center.
I think it was somewhere toward the middle of the season, and either me or someone else asked about some of the leaders, veteran leaders, and who those people were for this team, and those answers weren't fully clear at the time. Now, with the way you guys are playing, who has sort of stepped up for this team and sort of helped, right the ship from a player perspective?
Yeah, I would want to give credit to all of them. Leadership, I have a different view on that. Honestly, like the players will all say they want to lead by example. Well, leading by example is just doing what you're supposed to do. That's what leading by example is, just doing what you're supposed to do. They're all comfortable with that because for the most part, they do what they're supposed to do. As far as pushing it to the front, I look at small things. Like I was in one of these with Tommy the other day, and he's just like, hey, man, I am not taking this jersey off. Okay? It's a guy that's going to be in the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Has the world in front of him at his fingertips, and all he's thinking about is that. I do think about Hayden's emotion. Alex, came up to me today, and he could tell maybe I was going to make a move. And he's like, if you want to win this game today, don't take me out of this game. And said it with such conviction. And then we put those runs up. It's like, all right, big hoss, keep going. So I think of that. I think of guys like Will. Those are big out. We won the game because of him today. He's never made it about him in 4 years here. He's made it about the team. He wasn't on the roster in Omaha last year, but we had room for one extra person outside of the staff, Will Homers, because that's how great he is about that and this type of stuff. So I think to a man, it's been a lot of growing up, and I think all of them has emerged as guys that are going to do the right thing all the time, positively affect everybody around them, and they're a 40-win team and playing as good as anybody in college baseball right now.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. We'll see
All
you
right,
in
thank
tomorrow's
you.
20th championship game.
Sounds great to me.